On May 11th, the city of Detroit resumed mass water shutoffs, threatening up to 25,000 households, or 10% of the city's population, with losing one of the basic necessities of life. Last year, the city carried out tens of thousands of water shutoffs, which have been called a human rights violation by the United Nations. The shutoffs are taking place in a state surrounded on three sides by the Great Lakes, which contain 95% of North America's freshwater supply. The city administration claims that money is available to help residents pay their water bills, but getting on a payment plan requires cash up front, and the assistance available is minuscule compared with the need. The WSWS recently spoke with Detroit residents visiting city payment centers to discuss the impact of the shutoffs.
My wife is on dialysis for one. They cut my water off. That's when I had to come up here with $300-some odd to get the water cut back on. And they don't care if your wife on dialysis, kids in the house, if you got a delinquent water bill. That's how they look at it. Who cares? Just pay us our money. That's all they want. If you ain't got it, they cut you off.
And I think it's unfair for them to do that, especially for older people. They have to take their medication, they have to bathe, people have babies and kids, and then they're digging up their water, cutting it off, and then they charging them all this money, which they know people can't afford right now.
I have a daughter that's handicapped, and she's on an electronic feeding tube, and water has to be mixed with that.
How do you charge a person for water that needs water to live? You know, how do you make a profit off of that?
And I asked them would they work with me until the 5th of next month, and they said no, so I had to go and beg, borrow, and steal to come up with the money.
I walked in to pay my water bill, and I had to walk through a metal detector and put my keys in my purse and let them look into my purse. So I asked the police officer what was it all about, and he said to try to prevent attacks or people from being irate.
You know, it's so many other things that we should, as citizens, we should have rights to, and we don't because of the choices that our leaders have made.
I would rather them put money in the infrastructure than to have pay police officers to be there just in case a citizen disagrees or gets upset because they're being treated unfairly.
The money is there to do with, you know, whatever they want, but they choose to spend it on the military complex.
You make all these fighter jets and planes and stuff, and how many of them sit, you know? It's just not worth it, you know? It's life over death, you know? You know, they're putting money into fighting instead of putting money into life.
They're not going to knock on the military door and say, we want our money. They is not going to do that. A Republican, Democrat, they all for themselves. They ain't got no problems. They got the money to do whatever they want to do.
The government doesn't care. They don't care. They care about money and power. They don't care nothing about people.
They're trying to keep a certain class of people, not necessarily a race of people, but a certain economical class of people down and in a certain position.
We're not going to take it anymore. I think this country is there for a rude awakening if they think people are just going to lay down and take it.